reverse engineer your truth. It's all self-awareness and then putting yourself in a position to succeed.
Mix patience with ambition and hope that I get gratitude. Other times I hope that I get Spanish chicks with attitude.
No, it's not easy telling your truth.
Yo, what is up, vlog? I've been working on music all day pretty much. Working on this instrumental. I'm trying to finish from beginning to end my first beat. I've done a lot of beats, or let me reword that. I'm trying to finish my first production from start to finish. Obviously, if I'm trying to finish, it's from start to finish. But mostly I've made beats, just like loops, but I haven't gotten to, structuring. Like, I haven't gotten to get in a whole production in terms of structuring the whole beat, intro, verse, chorus, like hook, the hook part, and all the parts and all the aspects of the music production. I haven't gotten to finish one yet. I've mostly focused on creating, small loops so that I can get the hang of that first, of, what instruments to pick and how to combine them, how to make them sound, good together, and how to mix, the basics of mixing, mastering. And obviously I have, recorded over other people's instrumentals, and I've released 3 songs like that. So that's where I'm at in music right now. That beat that you just, the beat that I will include it at the beginning. I just recorded it, which is this one. That beat is the one I'm gonna finish from start to finish again. It's the first full production that I'm gonna do, and right now I've got until the first hook finished. Now I just gotta keep working on it, but I've been working on it a couple long hours. Yeah, as I've said before, like, I'm making sure that I finish, or that I learn every aspect of what I'm doing. Like, I want to know the science behind every aspect of music production. Just like I want to know the science behind reality and everything else. The science behind science type shit. That's where my curiosity gets to, My curiosity has no limits. I think everybody, oh shit, I was zoomed in, I didn't even know. But I think everybody, since it's from a child, has a pretty curious mind, I would say, pretty curious mind, or a very curious mind. I can be very very firm about that. I'm convinced that every child has a very curious mind, and through culture conditioning and just being raised in a society that doesn't really embrace curiosity and crazy ideas. Anything out of the norm is kind of just looked down upon, and is what do you call it? Whenever you're put out of society, or you're what do you call it? Fuck. I forgot the word. But yeah, anybody that has something out of the norm is usually... Damn, I can't remember the word. I got it right there. I want to look it up on Google, but that's gonna take too much time. But I'm gonna stop this real quick. So I remember the word. I did look it up to make sure that was the word. But what I was saying was that everybody that has a crazy idea or something out of the norm becomes an outcast in today's society. They get outcasted, and that to me is very unfortunate, because I think I don't remember which exact quote was it, but it went something like this: wherever you see genius, or wherever you see crazy, I see genius. And that's true for a lot of people. A lot of geniuses back then, and today, a lot of geniuses get called crazy, but they end up being right. They end up being a visionary. And I can't think of any examples right now at the top of my head, but it's been a thing historically that very intelligent people, or people that have ideas that are out of the norm, or ahead of their time in that point in time, get called crazy and get outcasted. And it's a shame. But I think somehow I was able to keep that seed of curiosity. I didn't let society made me feel like... I can't say I didn't at any time, because I'm sure it happened here and there, but the seed, for the most part, I didn't let it be removed or be silenced. I didn't let my curiosity be silenced and my genius be silenced. And I think part of it was a very loving family, you know. My family was always very supportive, was always very caring. I think part of it was that. Another part of it was I was simply not fucking... I never really cared, like... I never really cared too much about what people thought. And, I never really cared too much about what people thought, and I think maybe that could be also the way I was raised. I'm not too sure why I didn't really care about what people thought from the beginning. But I always had like my North Star. And at first, you know, I didn't really know what that was. At first, religion fulfilled that North Star. But after I stopped believing in religion, I really lost my North Star. Fucking fried little insect thing. Yeah, after I stopped believing in religion, I lost my North Star, and I went on a soul searching quest, soul searching journey, which I'm still on. I don't think it ever ends, but now I at least got my North Star right. Or my North Star is way more accurate, or way more in alignment to my true ideals than what it was before. After I stopped believing in religion, I got lost, and I did things that I thought were wrong. Like, after, you know, obviously after you stop believing in the Bible, then you feel the freedom. I felt the freedom of what it was like to not believe in hell. And not believing in hell gave me total freedom to do many things. And because I didn't believe that sins would get me to hell, which is really a form of manipulation and fear. Like, I learned that certain things you don't do because it's it's science, it's cause and effect, it's karma. Certain things you shouldn't do because you will get consequences from that. And it may be from what you do, and it may be from what you don't do also. You can get consequences for not doing. But sins, talking about sins, the original meaning of sins, you can look it up. I posted this on my Twitter. The original meaning of sins actually meant to miss the mark, to miss the point. And the point was, to not see the truth, to miss the truth, to not get the point. That was the original meaning of sin. To not see and not live the truth. And when I really started researching about all the things that revolve around just the world, the reality of this world, and the government and the lies of religion, how religion started in the first place, the history of religion, the history of our government. Then I really started learning about a bunch of stuff, and one thing led to the other until I reached spirituality. That's when I truly found my North Star. Whenever I lost my North Star, my North Star was to find my North Star. So I went on a soul-searching quest, and by that I mean I researched fucking thousands of hours. It's probably thousands of hours by now. I researched a lot on the internet about what the truth was, about many things, about what was fucked up in the world, which is a lot, but there's also a lot that is, there's also a lot, and the majority of the world is well intended, has good intentions, and isn't as bad as the news make it to be, because the news only show the shitty part of the world, the bad things that are happening in the world, and if there's no bad things happening, then you better bet the government's gonna create something bad. Shit, that's what it felt like. That's what it feels like still, but I've kind of swayed away from that. Because I don't want to put labels on the government, because the government is a whole organization. There might be people on the top levels of the government that are corrupt and don't have I won't say don't have good intentions, because everybody has good intentions in their heart. It just depends how much of the world you include in your good intentions. Because a lot of the people only have good intentions for themselves. And that's the ego, that's what we call evil. When people only have good intentions for themselves. And so a lot of the people, I think, many top government officials, or even over the government, may have good intentions, but are not including the whole world in those good intentions. And that's where I think the real corrupt, that's where I really think the corrupt is. Whenever people have only good intentions for themselves. That's where the real corruption is. But hey, everybody has the power to change. Everybody, nobody should feel guilt for whatever they have done, because guilt doesn't help you change. guilt doesn't help you change. Guilt only feeds negativity into your life. So anybody and everybody, and it's harder said than done, you know, obviously. Easier said than done. Oh my god, that's hilarious. It's easier said than done. But everybody can change. No matter how deep they are in their negativity or in their evilness, everybody can change, and everybody can see the power of truth, of doing the right thing. And doing the right, as Gary Vee says, doing the right thing is always the right thing, and it works. I'm trying to create what Gary Vee calls a honey empire. And if you don't know who Gary Vee is, go fucking look him up, because he's the shit. He is the shit. He is the shit. In a good way. He's very inspiring, and he's definitely been a factor in this path that I'm on. So I'm trying to create a honey empire, which is an empire out of good. And that's what he's trying to create. So that's where I got that idea from. But obviously, I always had good intentions. Like, I always knew that whatever I was gonna do, I was gonna do it big. I was gonna make a fortune in the process of leaving an impact and a legacy in the world. And as I've said before on other vlogs, like, including the world in your vision, you know, is very important, because the world is just as important as you, or maybe even more important. I would say 51% in terms of importance. You got 49%, and the world is 51%. Definitely, the world carries more importance than you, than your ego. And you gotta realize that. That's just the truth. Look how small you are compared to the vastness of this world. And shit, if you wanna put it in a bigger perspective, look how small you are in terms of how vast and massive this universe is, or how small this earth is. Even this whole ball of what do you call it? Grass and water, and you know, look how small Earth is compared to how vast this universe is, and put that in perspective. Actually, I have a Carl Sagan quote right here. Here, let me read it to y'all. Fuck it. I gotta see this. This is what I look at every day. So, Carl Sagan quote right there. You are there. Look at that. You see that? That's Earth, right? You are right somewhere there. Okay? That's just one galaxy out of millions of galaxies, okay? Out of millions of planets in this one galaxy, you are somewhere around there. And there, you are a speck of dust. You can't even see it. You're somewhere in that planet. But yeah, this is the quote right here. You know what? I'm just gonna include a video of it, of that quote somewhere. I know it's probably on YouTube somewhere. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that for today. Much love, everybody. Thanks for watching the vlog. Peace out.
That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors, so that in glory and triumph they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit? Yes. Settle? Not yet. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand. It has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known.
Intuition, that's the rhythm that I'm grooving with. Tell me what's your energy. Show me what you're moving with. I ain't new to this. Don't be stupid, bitch.
The only real revolution happens right inside of you. I said what good is taking over when we know what you gon' do. The only real revolution happens right inside of you.